Barking mad? How to stop your dog from barking at people. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Have you ever been embarrassed by your dog barking uncontrollably at, well, everyone? It can be super frustrating, right? You're trying to enjoy a walk in the park, and your furry friend turns into a barking machine at every person who walks by. But don't worry, you're not alone. Lots of dog owners struggle with this, and the good news is that we can totally teach our dogs to be a little more polite. It's all about understanding why they bark in the first place and then giving them the tools to react differently. So if you're ready to turn down the volume on the barking and enjoy more peaceful walks, stay tuned. We're going to break it all down into easy-to-follow steps. Let's get started. Why all the barking? Decoding your dog's language. Okay, so first things first, we have to think like scientists and figure out why our dogs are barking so much. You see, dogs can't just talk to us like we can talk to each other. Barking is their way of communicating, and it can mean a whole bunch of different things. Sometimes it's like they're saying, hey, there's someone here, which can be helpful, right? But other times it's more like they're saying, I'm scared, or this is my house, stay away. And that's when it can get a little tricky. Now, some dogs are just naturally more barky than others. It's just part of their personality. Like some people are naturally chatty. But if your dog's barking seems over the top, it's important to figure out what's causing it. Are they barking because they're scared of strangers? Are they being protective of you or their home? Or are they just super excited to see someone new? Once we understand the why behind the barking, we can start to address it. Think of it like solving a mystery. We're going to be detectives, observing our dogs and looking for clues. Pay attention to when your dog barks the most. Is it when someone comes to the door? When they see people on walks? What about the way they're barking? Is it a sharp, high-pitched bark? Or a lower, more rumbling bark? Each bark can have a different meaning. And don't forget to look at their body language too. Are their ears pinned back? Is their tail wagging? Or is it tucked between their legs? All of these things can give us clues about how our dogs are feeling. Remember, our goal is to help our dogs feel safe and comfortable, not to punish them for barking. So put on your detective hats, and let's start figuring out what your dog is trying to tell you. Chill out. Staying calm when your dog's not. Okay, so you're out for a walk, and your dog spots someone in the distance. They start barking their little head off. What's the first thing you do? If you're like a lot of people, you might feel yourself getting tense. Maybe you start yanking on their leash and saying no in a sharp voice. But here's the thing. Our dogs are like furry little emotional sponges. They pick up on our energy. So if we're feeling stressed and anxious, guess what? They're going to feel stressed and anxious too. And that's just going to make the barking worse. So the key here is to learn to stay calm, cool, and collected, even when our dogs are losing their minds. Think of it like this. You're the leader of the pack, and a good leader doesn't freak out when things get a little hairy. They stay calm, they assess the situation, and they guide their pack to safety. Now, I know this is way easier said than done. It takes practice, but trust me, it makes a world of difference. When your dog starts barking, take a deep breath and remind yourself that you've got this. Instead of yanking on the leash, try gently moving away from whatever is making them bark. Keep your movements slow and deliberate. You want to project an air of confidence and control. And instead of yelling no, which can actually sound like barking to your dog, try speaking in a calm, soothing voice. Think spa music, not rock concert. You can even try distracting them with a treat or a toy. Remember, we're not trying to punish our dogs for barking. We're trying to teach them that barking isn't the most effective way to communicate. And the best way to do that is to show them that we're in control and that there's nothing to be afraid of. Chapter 3. The Power of Friends. Socialization is key. All right, let's talk about socialization. Now, this doesn't mean your dog needs to be the life of the party or anything, but it does mean that they need to be comfortable around different people, places, and situations. Think about it. If your dog rarely ever sees other people besides you, it's only natural that they're going to be a little freaked out when they encounter someone new. It's like that feeling you get when you have to talk to a whole bunch of strangers at a party. A little awkward, right? But the more we expose our dogs to new sights, sounds, and smells, the more they learn that the world is a pretty cool place and that not everyone is out to get them. So, how do we socialize our dogs, especially if they're already a little older? Well, it's all about taking baby steps. Start by introducing them to new people gradually and in controlled environments. Maybe invite a friend or family member over and have them give your dog treats and praise. Once they're comfortable with that, you can start taking them to more public places, like the park or pet-friendly stores. The key is to make these experiences positive. Bring along their favorite treats and toys and shower them with praise when they're behaving well. And remember, every dog is different. Some dogs are naturally social butterflies, while others take a little more time to warm up. The important thing is to be patient and to let your dog set the pace. If they seem overwhelmed, take a step back and try again later. And if you're ever unsure about a situation, it's always best to err on the side of caution and consult with a certified dog trainer or behaviorist. Chapter 4. Treats and Cheers, Positive Reinforcement Works Wonders. Let's talk about everyone's favorite topic, treats. Okay, maybe it's not our favorite topic, but it's definitely a dog's favorite topic. And the good news is that we can use those tasty little morsels to our advantage. You see, dogs are all about instant gratification. They do something we like, they get rewarded. It's that simple. So instead of focusing on punishing them when they bark, let's shift our focus to rewarding them when they're quiet. This is called positive reinforcement, and it's like magic. So the next time you're out for a walk and you see someone approaching, get your dog's attention before they even have a chance to bark. You can do this by using a happy, upbeat voice and maybe even showing them a treat. As the person gets closer, keep giving your dog treats and praise for as long as they stay quiet. The moment they start to bark, the treats disappear. This way they learn that staying quiet equals yummy treats and lots of praise, while barking equals nothing but crickets. And trust me, dogs love treats way more than they love crickets. Now, it's important to use high-value treats for this. I'm talking about the really good stuff. Think little pieces of chicken, cheese, or hot dogs. You want something that's going to really motivate them to stay quiet. And remember, consistency is key. You're not going to see results overnight, but if you're patient and consistent with your training, your dog will eventually get the hang of it. Chapter 5. Silence is golden, teaching the quiet command. All right, now that our dogs are pros at staying quiet for treats, it's time to up our training game and teach them the ever-so-useful quiet command. This command is like a magic word that tells our dogs, okay, that's enough barking now, time to use your inside voices. Now, before we start, it's important to remember that we want to teach this command in a way that's positive and fun for our dogs. We don't want to scare them into being quiet. That's just going to make them more anxious and more likely to bark in the future. So find a quiet place where you can practice without too many distractions. Get a handful of those high-value treats ready, and let's get started. The first step is to get your dog to bark on cue. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but trust me on this one. You can do this by saying something like "speak" in an excited voice or by making a barking noise yourself. The moment your dog barks, even if it's just a little woof, give them a treat and praise them like they just won an Oscar. Repeat this a few times until your dog is reliably barking on cue. Now comes the fun part. Once your dog is barking, say "quiet" in a firm but kind voice. As soon as they stop barking, even for a split second, give them a treat and praise them like crazy. Timing is everything here, so be ready with that treat the second they stop barking. If they don't stop barking right away, you can try gently holding their snout closed for a second while you say "quiet." The key is to be patient and consistent. Keep practicing this command in short, fun sessions, and your dog will eventually learn that quiet means stop barking and get a treat. Outro piece at last. Enjoying a quieter life with your dog. And there you have it. With a little patience, consistency, and a whole lot of love, you can teach your dog to be a little less barky and a lot more enjoyable to be around. Remember, every dog is different, so what works for one dog might not work for another. The key is to find what motivates your dog and to tailor your training methods to their individual needs. And most importantly, never give up on your furry friend. With a little effort, you can both enjoy a happier, more peaceful life together. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more awesome dog training tips, and don't forget to share this video with your fellow dog-loving friends. Until next time, happy training. With consistency and patience, you can help your dog overcome excessive barking. Remember, every dog is different, so adapt these steps to suit your pet's needs. If you found this video helpful, like, subscribe, and share with other dog owners.